Hey folks, here are OS Reviews. You're watching our video unboxing and first impressions of the Geotel Note. So Geotel is a manufacturer in China, and they recently launched here in 2017 with a series of phones. And the Note is a relatively inexpensive sub $100 unlocked phablet with a 5.5-inch display that has a 720p resolution. What's unique about the screen is it uses a custom TrueView technology that claims to have brighter contrast and saturation that makes colors a bit more vibrant and popping for a low price. You also have 3 gigs of RAM and a MediaTek quad-core processor clocked at 1.3 gigahertz, which is all pretty fair for the price of the handset. On the back, you have some basic information about the unit, including the fact that, again, it's a quad-band GSM world phone that supports 4G LTE bands in certain countries, but unfortunately not in the States, and it runs on a very light skin on top of Android 6.0 right out of the packaging. So again, 3 gigs of RAM and 16 gigabytes of ROM expandable via a micro SD card are the most notable things about this phone, since that's a lot more than you'll find on the typical sub $100 Android phone. It comes in 2 color iterations. There's a blue version, and this one seems to be a metallic kind of gold version that we have, and it's a plastic phone. However, they've created what's called a metal-like skin, so it's a type of surface that's printed onto the plastic that imitates the material of metal or aluminum. It also comes with a acrylic hardshell case as part of the packaging, which adds to the value. And there's also a micro USB cable for charging. It takes roughly 3 hours to completely charge. Just uses 5 volts, 2 amps, and there's also a rapid charging mode that you can turn on that will give you about 40% of charge in under an hour. And it comes with a kind of USB-based charger. This one seems to be for Europe, but you can also use your own. There's also a free included screen protector out of the packaging that you can use to protect your display. And of course, there is the instruction manual that's documented in full color, tells you how to use the various features. There's also a warranty card and another guide that goes through the main details a bit more quickly. So setting these things off to the side and taking a look just at the phone, it's fairly well protected. And you can see that we have a sheet that's protecting the back that has this, again, interesting metal-like reflective surface. So even though this looks like metal under light, you can see that it reflects and creates a fairly beautiful pattern. It is quite easy to smudge and attracts fingerprints. However, it is plastic and not aluminum, unlike what it seems like. There is a loudspeaker on the bottom. There's also a 8-megapixel Samsung camera, which can be tweaked using software up to 13 megapixels. There's also an LED flash, and the sides, which are also made out of plastic, gives access to the volume rocker, a power switch, a microphone, and on the very top, a 3.5mm headphone jack next to the micro USB charging port. And of course, on the front, we just have the Geotel logo with that 5.5-inch display, which is also crafted by Samsung. The top features a 5-megapixel front-facing camera for selfies and video chats, and a earpiece. And the back cover on this phone is removable, but overall it feels fairly substantial and well made. So I can pop this out to have access to the user replaceable battery, and you can have access to also 2 SIM card slots, which means that this is a dual SIM phone, which is great for international traveling. And there's the expansion micro SD card slot. So the battery here is rated at 3,200 milliamp hours, and most importantly, you can see that when you first take it out of the box, the contact pins are covered up. So you do need to remove this, otherwise the phone will not charge or power on. So I can slide this back into place, pop in the back cover, and it snaps in with a fairly reassuring click, and we're ready to turn it on. Overall, the phone itself is fairly lightweight, and it feels well put together despite using plastic materials. And again, first impressions, the screen itself is quite vibrant, and for an IPS panel, that means that the viewing angles should also be quite wide. Obviously, with a MediaTek quad-core processor, it's not going to be the most powerful phone in the world, but with 3 gigs of RAM, it should be sufficient, especially on such a clean install of Android 6.0 Marshmallow. So for regular day-to-day tasks like watching videos, light web browsing, playing back a few apps here and there, it should suffice, especially as a pretty compact 5.5-inch device. So again, the screen itself is quite responsive and lucid, and of course we'll be doing a bit more testing and coming out with a full review soon. So this has been our video unboxing and first impressions of the Geotel Note, a new manufacturer that will release a trio of devices in 2017, and you can check out more information about the Note soon. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews.